Wrestlemania 41 Night 2 is a done deal, so I'm happy to give my quick, honest review of the show. If you missed it, I reviewed Night 1 as well, so you can check that out if you care about someone else's opinion. Either way, let's get right into it. We open up the show with an absolute banger in Io Sky versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, and I can happily give this one a 5 out of 5, and it's not because Rhea's in the match. These girls went in, fired up a pretty subdued and dead crowd, and put on an excellent match to kick things off. I think the pacing was great. I think each woman got to show off a little bit of what makes them a star, and I think the right woman won. I'm a Rhea Ripley superfan, and even I didn't care who would ultimately win because I had faith that these ladies would knock it out of the park. I do think Io deserved her moment, and it's nice that the little bit of storytelling with the challenges constantly counting her out was present in the actual match, and it definitely did cost them. Great showing from these ladies. Awesome match. Next up, we follow the triple threat match with Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. A solid match with an awesome brutal finish by WWE standards. I can give this match a 3 out of 5 personally. It had a pretty nice slow pace and pretty funny character work spot with the selfie mid-match. We even subverted the table spot trope here, and an awesome razor's edge through a table. That sick DDT on the stairs. I think these guys are great. They worked as safe as they could while having some of that sanitized WWE street fight action. For me, the biggest thing that hurt this match was the advertising right before that kind of doled the crowd back out, but it was still great. Luckily, the next match was the Fatal 4-Way match, where we got Penta versus Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor versus Braun Breaker, and this was another match that I was looking forward to, and they did not disappoint at all. 4 out of 5 for me is the score I'm comfortable with. They had Braun looking really strong. There was a fantastic character work spot with Dominic and Finn. We managed to squeeze in a spear spot with Carlito. Penta kept up the awesome pacing, and of course the finish to an amazing pop with Dominic getting the win. I'm wondering what the fallout of this match will be for the Judgment Day and Braun Breaker, especially because it might just be time for Braun to move up from the mid-card and have some of those super explosive viral moments for one of the bigger belts. And I can't hate on anyone's performance here. I enjoyed myself. I think it's funny that Dominic won. The crowd was actually really receptive to it, so I think the promos from him are going to be great. The match that I think I had the most fun with for what it was Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry, a fantastic little treat for me as a wrestling content creator, and I'm sure it meant a hell of a lot more to people who actually keep up with TNA or Joe Hendry in general. It seemed like more of a comedy bit segment than anything, and it can serve as a good faith showing from WWE to TNA with their partnership, but the camera work on production side and the phenomenal meme and character work had me and the members of my community watching it together popping off. It was so funny, it was so good. It was nice and to the point. The overall match itself flew by. The tone isn't what we would have got for Owens versus Orton, but I can give this one a 3 out of 5 while still admitting this is probably the segment I had the most fun with for yesterday night. AJ Styles faces off against Logan Paul after that, and for me it didn't stand out or have any exceptionally standout moments. And I don't mean this in a bad way because it means these two were able to work safely and smoothly. If I had to go digging, there was some offense with the apron that I thought was kind of cute and some unique stuff with the drone point of view. But all in all, I think the ring work was really solid with a surprisingly slower pace for these two. They gave this match a lot more time than I expected. Fantastic heel work from Paul here. I mean, he's just a natural to him. He's great in the ring. He looks very safe in the ring, and the heel work stuff just kind of comes to him. AJ still looks so good between those ropes too, and I didn't really like the whole get distracted finish that wrapped it up after that match was like, you know, going on for a while, but it was a very solid middle of the road match for me. 3 out of 5. The next matchup features a returning Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Fantastic return pop for Becky. Amazing character work from Liv, where she just kept looking like Becky was the boogie woman. And I'm happy giving this one a 3 out of 5 as well, but that's not a knock against these girls. It's always good to see Becky, and even though I think she's got a little bit of ring rust on her, she did what she needed to, and there weren't any extremely egregious spots. She even transitioned out of an early sleeper hold section that looked a little bit janky, but she did it so smoothly, like it kept the pace up, so I can't complain. There were feathers all over the ring, and that was really funny. There was amazing offense from everyone involved, actually. And Becky ended up leaving as a champion on her return, and I have a sneaking suspicion that she might be the one that took out Bayley. So we gotta get our soap opera stuff in there. We'll see how that goes. Good stuff. Last but certainly least for me is the main event. Let's preface this with the fact that I wanted John Cena to win. I'm very happy that it happened, but this big match for Big Match John was kind of an irritating one for me to watch personally. We had a pretty fun, slow, teasing pace with excellent veteran heel work where Cena was denying the crowd a lot of moments to build up excitement at the start. And Rhodes looked like he was ready to out-wrestle and outpace Cena at every moment. There was a nice variety of moves for Cena to pull out of his arsenal, and even the slowed-down one-by-one version of the 5 moves of doom. That looked great. Cody was selling his ass off and he made Cena look really, really strong physically, but my gripe kinda comes in with just how strong or durable they had Cody looking, only because it made Cena look a lot weaker as far as events in the match went. I also predicted and expected Travis Scott coming out to get his receipt. That whole portion was a bit janky and slowed, an already pretty slow match down to a crawl, and after 4 AAs, one of which being off the top rope and Cody getting blasted with the belt, Cena picked up the win. I expected a bit more conventional drama with a back and forth between the two. I would have liked to see Cody lay in more offense or a similar number of his finishers to the number of AAs in the match, just for that heightened feel that they're trying their best to take each other out, and then throw in Travis Scott to give Cena the edge, if we're sticking with the whole Travis Scott is now a part of John Cena's final run lore. That's so weird to me still, but it is what it is. I'm giving this one a 2 out of 5 out of personal enjoyment and with the context of this being the main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania 48-1, but all in all, it was a great solid show. With all these scores together, my grade for WrestleMania 41 Night 2 comes out to about 3.3 out of 5 stars, the exact same score as Night 1. But the difference being, I think the overall card on Night 2 was better, my enjoyment was better on Night 2, but it had the weaker main event by far for me. Either way, you know how this world of pro wrestling works, it keeps moving forward. None of this will matter in like 3 days, because it's going to be a new contender or title shot or something, so. It'll be fun seeing all the fallout going forward. What are your thoughts? What was your match of the night? Which match didn't do it for you? Overall, favorite match of the entire event? Let me know in the comment section below, or don't. I am not your mother, I can't force you to, but I hope you're having a good day either way. Thank you so much to those of you that have made it over to the Patreon. I appreciate you.
I'm still hungry.